Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Ditch Decade Diets podcast. I am your host, Lorna, certified food freedom coach and founder of the Ditch Decade Diets Academy. I've spent 10 years in an unhealthy relationship with food, binge eating, over-exercising, and feeling insecure in my body. This podcast is all about helping you get to the root of your food struggles and teaching you how to rewire your brain so you can end binge eating. If you're ready to improve your relationship with food and cultivate more self-love towards yourself and your health, this is the podcast for you. So let's get to it and jump right in. Welcome, you guys, to another episode of Tea and Teachings live in this Facebook group every single Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, I want to share a story with you guys. And of course, I'm going to share a lesson. But I was having a conversation with Andrew yesterday. And I'm very, very, very grateful that we have a very strong relationship where we can actually dive deep and have like deep level conversations about how we're feeling, what's coming up. Like there's nothing ever that we have to hold ourselves back to. Like anything that's coming up for us, we have this space to be able to share with each other. And so yesterday, actually 2 days ago, there was something coming up for me. And I was feeling certain emotions. I was getting in my head a little bit. How many of you guys get in your head? And it's okay to get in your head a little bit. And I was kind of like getting in my head a little bit. And there were certain emotions, there were certain feelings that I was experiencing. And when you're experiencing certain emotions, sometimes you need to process them yourself. Sometimes you need to process them with somebody else. Sometimes you need to emote, like certain emotions, right, could be super strong. Certain emotions might just be like, you know what, I just got to process these myself. And so I was just kind of checking with myself that day. And I said, do I need to process these emotions myself, or do I need to process them with Andrew? Like, do I need to have a conversation? And there wasn't really any time in our day 2 days ago. It didn't make sense for me to really share it. So I was just kind of doing some internal work, kind of just like working through my emotional state on my own. And last night, Andrew and I were having a conversation, and coincidentally enough, he said, anytime I am internalizing something and I'm like kind of marinating in my mind, I want to make sure that I am externalizing it. Like anything that is coming up for me internally, I want to make sure that I am expressing it. I want to make sure that I'm expressing it externally. And I said, like, what a coincidence, because there's actually been something that I've been internalizing, and it hasn't been long, which has been 1 day. But I said, I would love to share something with you. And I had this conversation, and what I shared in the conversation actually doesn't matter, but what matters is this. I was feeling certain emotions, and I knew that if I didn't bring it up, I knew that if I didn't express myself, I knew that if I just let it marinate in my mind and just internalizing it, I'd be so up in my head. And what happens when you don't process your emotions, when you don't express your emotions? You overthink, you overanalyze, you stay in your head, you become emotionally constipated, you stuff your emotions down the drain, and nothing good comes out of that, right? Like literally nothing good comes out of just holding in your emotions. So as soon as I had this conversation, I felt the biggest relief of emotion. Like I started like crying tears of joy because I just felt like this beautiful release of emotions because I wasn't internalizing anything. I was feeling through my emotions. I was processing through my emotions, and I felt so much better. I felt 10 times lighter afterwards. Hi, Kylie. Hey, Jamie. So I want to share a few lessons with you in regards to this so that If you are experiencing any type of emotions, you know how to like regulate your nervous system. It is so important to regulate your nervous system, you guys. It is so important to know how to process, how to cope, how to manage your emotions. I don't hold my feelings in. I don't let things marinate in my mind. I know how to effectively communicate my emotions. I know how to effectively process my emotions. When you don't know how to process your emotions, that's when you self-soothe. That's when you stuff your emotions. You become emotionally constipated, as one of my mentors used to say. And this is when 9 o'clock at night comes and you're in the pantry. This is when, next thing you know, you're eating an entire tub of ice cream and you're like, why? Like, why do I need this? Well, a few days ago, something popped up for you and you didn't process through it. You didn't know how to process and manage your emotions. So the first thing that I want to share with you guys is anytime you are experiencing something internally, make sure you express it internally. Maybe you got to process your emotions, like I said, yourself, or maybe you need somebody else to process your emotions with them. If something is coming up for you, if you have a thought in your mind and it's bugging you, you need clarity. You're not sure how the other person feels. If there's a lack of clarity, express it. Don't hold it in. Hey, Cindy. Right? So like with this example, like there was something that I was thinking in my head and Andrew was not thinking it at all. But if I didn't have that conversation, I would have been sitting here just like thinking that he's thinking this one thing and he's like, I was not thinking that at all. But he wouldn't have known if I actually brought this up. So if you're experiencing certain emotions, you're having certain thoughts, I wonder if this person's thinking this. I wonder if this person's mad at me. I wonder if this person's thinking this. And you don't know, ask. Have a conversation. Express how you're feeling. Hey, I'm feeling this way. I just need some clarity. That was me yesterday. I'm like, hey, I'm feeling this way. I need some clarity. Can you just give me some clarity? Right now, in my mind, I'm thinking X, Y, and Z thing. Can you just give me some clarity? We had a conversation and I felt 10 times lighter. Bottled up emotions lead to self-soothing. And sometimes you might not think it's a big deal, right? Because sometimes it's like, if there are certain things that you're experiencing, whether it's work related, you're like, should I bring this up to my partner? Like, does my partner really need to hear it? Right? Maybe there are certain things that you're going on with your friendships or a coworker, and you're like, do I really need to share this with my partner? Like, is it actually going to be valuable? But you also have to think about yourself. If you don't have somebody to process your emotions with, right? Then it's okay to be able to share this with your partner. You need to process your emotions. You got to allow yourself to cry, to feel, to emote. You can't judge yourself. You can't judge yourself for how you feel. I was debating, should I have this conversation with Andrew? Like, is it even worth it? And then I said, you know what? My mental state matters. My emotional state matters. When you have this thought in your mind, like, should I bring this up? Yes. Should I bring this up? Yes. Because if you're feeling certain feelings, your feelings matter. And Andrew said that to me. He said, you know, your feelings are validated. How you're feeling right now is how you feel. And if you're feeling certain emotions, let's chat through it. You're allowed to feel, you're allowed to process, you're allowed to cry, you're allowed to feel. Like, don't hold yourself back and don't judge yourself for feeling a certain way. Yeah, but it's so silly. I shouldn't be mad over this. Okay, but you're feeling that way. Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid. You can't judge yourself. Something else was, before I shared with Andrew what I was experiencing, I asked him if he had the capacity. Why is this so important? If you're going to share something with somebody, you want to make sure that you guys both have the time and you have the capacity. So 2 days ago, when I first felt certain emotions, I didn't have the time. I didn't have the capacity, right? I had calls. He had certain calls in his schedule. It would be irresponsible of me to just all of a sudden share something with him and he has a meeting in an hour, or I'm going to be on a coaching call in 30 minutes. That's irresponsible. So I asked him, I said, hey, there's something that I want to share with you. Do we have the time and do we have the capacity? Do we have the time and do we have the capacity? I'm not gonna on him and he has to go somewhere in 5 minutes. It's like, that's not fair. It's not fair to him. That's not fair to me. And then it just becomes a mess. So I asked him if he had the capacity for me to share something. And he said, yes, I had the time, I had the capacity, and I shared it, and I felt a million times better. So the moral of the story, why I'm sharing this with you, is because we all have emotions. Emotions are going to come up. There's going to be days where you're sad, or you're angry, or you're emotional, or whatever it is. There's going to be days where there's certain emotions that come up. And you need to process them. No more stuffing your emotions down the drain. I am going to process my emotions. I'm going to feel my emotions. If there's something coming up for me, I'm going to process it. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to cope with, I'm going to healthily cope with my emotions so that I don't turn to the cupboards and eat all the cookies late at night. So number one, if you're experiencing something internally, make sure you externalize it. Number two, bottled up emotions lead to self-soothing. No more bottled up emotions. Number three, allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to feel. You are humans. You are a human. Your feelings matter. Your feelings matter. Oh, but I shouldn't be sad. Oh, but I shouldn't be bringing this up again. Because I had that thought. There was a conversation that I had a few months ago. And I brought it up again. And in my mind, I'm like, should I be bringing this up again? Yes. Because if it's in my mind, there's something. So I'm going to talk about it. And then number four, if you are going to share something, make sure you both have the time and you have the capacity. This is so important. If you are self-soothing, there are probably emotions that you're not actually processing. If you are self-soothing, there's probably emotions that you're not processing. Being able to regulate your emotions is so incredibly important. Feeling your feelings is very important. Letting your body emote, letting your body process is important. Stuffing down your emotions is what we don't want. So again, I share this with you because, Andrew and I have the best relationship ever. Like, we literally talk about anything and everything. It's such a beautiful, healthy relationship. And you deserve that. Like, you deserve to have a space, a healthy space where you can process and you can chat through how you're feeling. If you don't have that, find somebody that you can do that with. We were not meant to just, well, I'll be okay. If you're not okay, you're not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. Right? So nothing dramatic happened last night. It was just like, I had this thought and I just needed some clarity. But it's like, it's crazy how just like one conversation can make the biggest difference between a lack of clarity and so much more clarity. Right? So don't be in your head. Don't be overanalyzing it. If you're in a relationship or you have a friend and you're questioning this thing about this friend, like, I don't know if my friend doesn't like me anymore, or I don't know, I think my friend's like talking about, like, whatever it is, like, stop trying to figure it out in your mind. Go have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, take responsibility for your emotions. Hey, this is how I'm feeling right now. Right? You could be thinking that your friend is mad at you. Meanwhile, she's just having a not so good day. You could be believing that your friend doesn't like you anymore, but something is happening in her personal life. You don't know unless you actually bring it up and you have a conversation around it. You guys are all badasses here. You don't bottle up your emotions. You feel, you process, you emote. Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are valid. Okay. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I know I say this all the time, but these Friday little mini episodes are to just teach you something, share a little lesson with you. And it was, kind of a coincidence that I had this thing that we were chatting through, Andrew and I, yesterday. And I'm like, this is a good lesson to share with the community today. So do not bottle up your emotions. Feel through your emotions, process through your emotions. You are safe to feel. I don't care if you need to cry or scream or go in your car and let it all out, punch a pillow. I don't care what you got to do. You're not batshit crazy for feeling certain emotions. Like, you're just a human for feeling certain emotions. Let it out. Have that conversation. Share how you feel. I'm feeling this way. I'm sad right now. And you don't have to justify. I'm sad right now. I'm mad right now. I'm angry right now. I'm pissed off right now. I'm frustrated right now. However you feel, it is validated. It is valid. So, no more emotional stuffing. No more emotional stuffing. Only processing so that you don't self-sabotage and self-soothe with food. How are you guys doing? I know there's a few of you guys on. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? I love these little mini Friday episodes. I love having you guys on a Friday. I don't know if I can see the comments here, but I hope you guys found this helpful. I don't think I can see the comments, but I hope you guys found this helpful. And by the way, you guys, tomorrow on Saturday, I'm doing a free coaching call where you actually get to come on Zoom with me and do a coaching call. Like, I did this last minute. I just like put it out there yesterday. I'm like, this is going to be so much fun. So if you've not yet registered, like, check your email, or you can just DM me for the link. Hey, Joe, these chats give me so much life, so helpful. I am so glad. So if you've not yet registered it's completely free. I'm just going to be hanging out with you guys on a Saturday, giving you guys some coaching. Like, it's just going to be amazing. Like, I don't know, wear your pajamas, or I don't know, like, wear a cute outfit, or I was going to say don't wear anything, but maybe you want to put on some clothes, but just come as you are. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm just going to do some coaching with you. Like, it's just going to be great. So be there tomorrow. It's 1:00 Eastern Standard Time. You need the Zoom link in order to join. So make sure to register for that. So check your email. If you didn't get the email, just message me and I'll send you the link. Okay. Awesome, you guys. All right. Have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow for our coaching coach. I'm so excited about. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.